Hi, I'm Andrew Jordan, and this is the second video in our series about SBA loans. In this video, we'll talk about what it's like to actually get an SBA loan. So let's talk about what that process actually looks like, because it is very different from a conventional loan. And if you go into it unprepared, it can be a long, messy, and frustrating process. SBA loans almost always take longer than traditional loans. If your bank has what's called preferred lender status, which you get by doing a certain volume of SBA loans, they can approve your loan on behalf of SBA. That speeds things up. If they don't, then your loan has to go through the bank and then through the SBA separately for approval. That means more steps, more questions, and more time. In my own case, I worked with one of the top 10 SBA producing banks. It was national and online, and I thought it would be a smooth process. It wasn't. It was archaic, disorganized, and at one point there was a full month-long delay because they simply forgot to order the valuation. I checked in multiple times, they told me it was underway, but no one had actually clicked the button to order the valuation. From the first conversation to actual funding, it took about 6 months. And that's me. I'm a CPA, I'm super organized, I'm very responsive. Very small SBA loans can close in 30 days. $1 million SBA loan might close in 90 days if everything is lined up perfectly and you're on top of every request. But it's not uncommon for them to take longer. And the longer it drags out, the more complications you have, like rolling into a new tax year and needing updated returns or fresh financials. One thing that surprises a lot of people, SBA loans almost always require a personal guarantee. And often that includes the bank taking a second position on your home mortgage. So if things go bad, you're personally on the hook. That doesn't mean it's a bad deal, but you need to go in with your eyes wide open so you're not surprised by that later. SBA loans are a lot of work. You need to know what that going in. The bank is going to ask you for what seems like endless rounds of documents. Sometimes they'll make mistakes and ask you for the same thing more than once. If you do let those requests sit, you can get bogged down in the process, and that can kill the deal, or at least make it way more painful than it has to be. So here's my strong advice. Be extremely responsive. Treat those requests as top priority, even if they feel repetitive. And don't wait until they ask for something to track it down. Gather your key documents in advance. You're going to need tax returns, financials, and statements ready so you're not waiting 3 weeks on your CPA to send you a copy of something that you could have had in your folder ready to go on day one. So I create a folder for clients going through this process, and sometimes it ends up with 100 documents in it before we're done. At a minimum, you will need 3 years of business and personal tax returns, and tax returns for any related entities if you own multiple businesses. You'll need current business financial statements, personal financial statements, partner tax info, depending on ownership percentages. Every bank asks for a slightly different list, but the basics are always the same. And the better prepared you are, the smoother it goes. So here's the bottom line. SBA loans take longer, they involve a little bit more paperwork, and you'll be answering some more questions. But if you go in prepared, stay organized, and are extremely responsive, you'll save yourself a ton of frustration and give yourself the best shot at getting it done.